Hey gamers, we are here to talk about the games which had potential, had budgets, marketing, hype, and millions of players ready to jump in. But bad decisions, rushed launches, and abandoned support killed them from the inside. Some games truly satisfied the users, but were rushed, and some died because of greed, some got abandoned, and some just got flushed away. This is about how developers killed great games. Let's start with the biggest one. First up is Marvel's Avengers. Let's be honest, this game had so much potential. This game was one of the biggest IPs in the world. A full AAA console release, and solid combat at its core. Each hero had its unique abilities, same as in the movie. Hulk was heavy, Thor felt powerful. Iron Man's flight was smooth, but slowish, simply as not as good in the movie. And the campaign, actually, it was good, genuinely good. But then, the live service part kicked in, and everything fell apart. The missions were repetitive, meaningless loot, slow updates. Just think for a second, who wants to grind as Thor, huh? These are icons, not MMO characters. And then greed kicked in. They slowly added cosmetics and in-game currency for such a high price. Like 500 credits for $7. Brew, I could buy a Peppa Pig toy in that price. Oh shit, did I expose myself. By 2023, the support was officially shut down, and the game was delisted. Marvel's Avengers wasn't bad. Actually, it was misused, and that's exactly why it didn't deserve to die like this. Next up is Anthem. It should have been a guaranteed hit. A brand new IP from BioWare, backed by EA. The Javelin suits were the game's biggest strength. Taking off, hovering mid-air, diving straight into combat. No other console shooter felt like this at that time. Like, who doesn't want to fly in a mech suit like Iron Man? The combat was solid. Explosions everywhere, abilities, co-op synergy. The core gameplay actually worked, but everything around it was unfinished. The world felt empty, the loot was boring, and the endgame barely existed. Nothing was working. Then BioWare promised a full reboot, but unfortunately, they quietly canceled it. One of the main reasons were that the dev team just left the game mid-development. EA has officially announced Anthem servers are going to shut down on the 16th of January. Anthem could have been the best RPG shooter out there, but devs had other plans. Next up is Titanfall 2. People say it is one of the best shooters ever made. The movements were unmatched. Wall running, sliding, grappling. It felt fast, smooth, and skill-based in a way most shooters still can't copy. Then there were the Titans. Switching between pilot and mech between the battles, it created a perfect balance between speed and power. And somehow, the campaign was even better. Tight level design, creative mechanics, and a story that people still remember. So why did it die? EA launched Titanfall 2 in between Call of Duty and Battlefield. EA must have thought they would compete with these games, but that was the biggest mistake. The game got no room to breathe, no chance to grow. Players loved it, but the timing of this game killed it. Next up is Driveclub. It was supposed to be PlayStation's flagship racing game. Built from the ground up for PS4, it launched as a visual showcase, and even today, it still looks insane. The sense of speed was real. Weather effects were next level. Rain, fog, night races. This game had atmosphere most racers still can't match, and when it worked, the driving felt tight and rewarding. But the launch was a disaster. Sony just ruined everything. Online barely functioned, features were missing. First impressions were completely ruined. Instead of fixing and evolving it, Sony lost patience, and the studio was shut down forever. Servers were turned off, and Driveclub was quietly erased from the PlayStation ecosystem. This game was ahead of its time. Like being a hardcore gamer, I genuinely felt sad for this game. Next up is Evolve. It was one of the most ambitious multiplayer games on consoles. A bold 4 versus 1 idea, 4 hunters versus 1 evolving monster. And it actually worked. Every match felt different. Teamwork mattered the most. The monster evolved in real time, changing the entire fight. The game never felt repetitive. At its core, the gameplay was tense, strategic, and genuinely fun. But then the monetization hit. Day 1 DLC, confusing additions. Players felt nickel and dimed before the game even had time to breathe. Trust collapsed fast. The player base suddenly started dropping. Support was shut down. And eventually, the servers dead. This game also died as same as the Marvel Avengers reason: greed. Next up is Watch Dogs Legion, one of the boldest ideas Ubisoft ever pitched. An open world where you could recruit anyone, play as anyone, no fixed main character. On paper, it sounded revolutionary. Every NPC had a routine, a background, and unique abilities, and for the first few hours it actually felt fresh, but that idea came at a cost. Without a real protagonist, the story felt empty. Characters were disposable, emotional stakes were almost zero, missions repeated, systems felt shallow, and the play-as-anyone mechanic turned into a gimmick instead of depth. Ubisoft moved on fast. Updates slowed. Online mode failed to land. Watch Dogs died because Ubisoft chased a concept instead of building a strong core. Great games don't always fail because players leave. Sometimes they fail because the people behind them do. If you agree, like the video, subscribe, and comment which game deserved a second chance.